One of the common tests that people are asked to perform when looking at or evaluating coatings or pretreatments is B117 or salt spray. Salt spray testing tells you how well things can do in a corrosive environment. When you look at that test though, B117 actually is a description of how the cabinet or the environment that those panels go into should be run. It doesn't tell you how you would evaluate your parts or make differentiations on those. So it's important when you're thinking about doing salt spray, first, follow the recommendations. If you've been given a spec, make sure you read through it thoroughly because it will start to call out other portions of the evaluations. If you're looking for a general spec, work with a good accredited lab, but things to consider when you're looking at doing salt spray testing. It's how you evaluate the panel in that salt spray environment. And there's several different ways that we do that. There are also other ASTMs. So ASTM D610 is a degree of rusting. So there's a numerical scale. The objective of salt spray testing is to make the panel actually rust. You're looking for failure within that coating film. We have ways, there's an ASTM measurement on how to do that. So you want to know how well it performs in that environment. Other things that we look at are then scribing. So how well does it do when it's cut? So this looks at ASTM D1654, looks at scribes and how well things perform to scribe. Now, there's not a right or wrong way to scribe. Typical methods are a single scribe or an X scribe. Again, check with the specification you've been given. If you have to do this test, it will sometimes call it out. If it doesn't, you're free to choose. Both these methods give you a good point that you can start to get rusting at the surface, and then what you're looking for to evaluate is the creep back. Because what you want to see is sometimes paint will fail, gets bumped into, it gets wrecked. What you're looking to see is that failure doesn't progress or grow, or if it grows at a very slow rate. And that tells you when you have a good coatings. So that's why it's important to understand the other evaluation methods, like a D1654 for creep, or understanding the D6110 for evaluating the rust within that. Another great one, even if you do have a scribe, is the D714. So you can evaluate both the scribe as well as blistering. So you can also get small micro blisters, so the paint popping up and starting to rust. Sometimes the panel looks like measles if it's not doing really well. And that's an evaluation method on a scale of 1 to 8 in a surface area that can also be done. The other things that are not called out in just general salt spray is the number of hours that you would run, the number of panels that you have to run in that set. Typically we see 240, we see 500, and we see 1,000 hours of salt spray as being common within that series. Really depends on how much this is going to be in the environment, how hard the environment is going to be in. If it's an indoor part, you don't have to do much. If it's an outdoor part, you may be looking at 500 to 1,000 hours. And if it's your specification, you can choose anything in between. But these are the key things that you have to think about when you're looking at salt spray. There's more detail than just the B117. You really need to know how you want to evaluate those parts. You want to know how long you want to run those parts and how many different types that you want to run within that series.